All right. Nothing Stronger Show. I don't even know what episode this is. I got to stop introducing it like that because it really doesn't matter. So today we have Renee Taylor, who has been with us since 2022. She has overcome like unbelievable obstacles, has accomplished fantastic goals. We love having her here. She's such a smiley, pleasant face every time she comes in. So I'm super happy to talk to you today about your journey through Nothing Stronger and how you see strength. So, without further ado, Renee, how did you start Nothing Stronger? How did you find us here? And what brought you to Nothing Stronger?
Hi, everyone. Thanks for having me on your podcast. I appreciate it. And I'm excited to talk to you about my journey. I started with Nothing Stronger after having a knee replacement. And I was chatting with a friend of mine, Melanie Cole, who also goes to Nothing Stronger. And I had heard that she had gone to you guys for years. I know that her kids go as athletes. And I was just saying that, I didn't want my knee replacement to go. Like I went through such a journey with that. I didn't want it to be for nothing. And if I didn't start working out, that's where it would be. So I also was overweight. I wasn't feeling great about myself. And I remember my first call with you, Tim. You asked me what I wanted. And I said, I just want to feel stronger. That's all I wanted. And now I do. So goal is accomplished.
So you had the knee replacement,
Mm-hmm.
and that brought you to Jen.
To Jen.
Yeah, so you had the knee replacement, and you saw Jen. Once you started coming here, you saw Jen, right?
I started working out with you actually, and I got stronger. And then I started seeing Jen because my knee would kind of flare up. And then I would see Jen to help with that. And I've been to Jen for numerous reasons. She's helped me with a lot of things. Think I had like plantar fasciitis. Is that what it's called, Jen? Yeah, I had that. Did I say it right? Yeah, I had that and I came to you for that. Nothing like getting a needle stuck in your heel. That's always fun. And then I also have like this back. What is my back thing, Jen? It's
Your right SI joint.
yeah, that. I never knew it was an SI joint. So I've gone to her for that, which has overcome so much. And then the knee, going to see Jen really helps with, I would say, mostly inflammation. Like I think every 6 months it will just really kind of flare up. And I go see Jen and it feels great, like immediately, like within 24 hours. So that's great because sometimes when I'm working out, I don't want to, with Jacob, we'll talk about other things that I will do to what are they called, Jacob? Like
Modifications.
modifications. Yeah, we'll do modifications that week because I just can't move it like I want to, or I don't feel strong. Even though I know the knee is strong, I just feel it feels a little weak. So I don't want to, hyperextend it or do something to it to make it that I won't be able to work out because I love working out with you guys every week.
What were you doing for working out before Nothing Stronger?
Nothing. No, because of the knee, because of the knee replacement prior to that, I wasn't active at all. I couldn't even walk. So that's why I got the knee replacement. And that's why I was like, you know what? I got to start working out because this was such a journey. Like I wasn't active. I wasn't doing anything. I gained considerable weight. I didn't feel good about myself. And it all is, and then it's all mental too. I started with you guys, I think with Melanie every Tuesday and Thursday at 7 a.m. And you guys know me. I'm not a morning person. I mean, as I've gotten older, I've become one. So that was huge for me too, just to make that commitment every Tuesday, every Thursday to get into that coveted spot at 7 a.m. on Tuesdays and Thursday with that wonderful group of people. And I think this was also a big thing for me as well. I didn't know what I was doing. And I came in, luckily I got to go with my best friend, Melanie, but also the people who were there had been going to for quite a while. And they welcomed me with open arms. They were very patient with me so I would learn. And I know that Tim was, give instruction, probably more instruction than he needed to for that group of people who had been going. And they were so patient and kind. And I think that's one of the things that I love going to Nothing Stronger about. It's like the community that I've met have been, the people that go there are so lovely and kind. They all are there for the same reason. They're not there to be, the skinniest people on the block. We all have that common goal of just being stronger. And I love that. Like I didn't ever feel intimidated at your gym. Like if I don't know something, I just ask the question. No one makes me feel silly for asking it. Maybe Jen sometimes, but it's just her being funny, But no one makes me feel silly for asking the 1,000th time how to do a split squat or, I don't know what something is. And then Tim will go show me to do it. I'm like, oh, I've done that 100 times, but you never make me feel badly for asking questions. And I think at other gyms that can be the case, you know? So I just love the community. I love you guys. I think it's such a welcoming place to be. And I look forward to going. Like every time I go, I look forward to it. And I can say I wish that I felt that way when I was in my 20s and 30s. I wish that I knew that there was something like you guys out there, because maybe I wouldn't have had to get a knee replacement, you know, if I wasn't overweight, or if I was stronger. I mean, I don't know, but I say it a lot when people ask me about my journey. I say, I wish I knew about a place like Nothing Stronger when I was younger. I wish I knew that I didn't have to run on a treadmill all the time, or, you know, do things like cardio that I don't enjoy to do. I really enjoy lifting weights, and I didn't even know that. So I think I wish I knew more about that, you know, when I was younger. Yeah, now I am.
I want to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Prior to, you know, from your conversation with Mel to when you got on that phone call with Tim to when you first stepped through the doors of Nothing Stronger, like what was going through your head, that aside from like, I just want to be stronger, I don't want to be in pain, you know, I want to feel good about myself, like did you have reservations about starting in a new gym, like that maybe you think other people might align with, of like, or were you just like, you know what, anything is better than what I got going on right now and I'm willing to try anything type of?
Wasn't that the I'm willing to try anything, but I think I was ready. I don't know if that makes sense, but like I was ready to make a commitment to myself. And I think that's a big part of it. You know, you can be committed for a month, right? And you don't see anything and then you stop. I think that was me for a really long time. But prior to coming to the gym, I think I was just, you know, the knee replacement was just a really big thing for me. I'd never had surgery before. I'd never been put under or anything like that. So it was just such a big thing. And then it was like my knee, my pretty little knee that I always had was like gone, you know, like the shape of it, you know. So it was like that. And then they kept on telling me you're never going to be able to bend it, and you're never going to have the, what is it, hyperextension that you had, or anything like. And for me, that was just, I didn't know all that. So when I was talking to Melanie, she was like, come to Jen and Tim. I'm sure that they will help you. And a lot of people that go to them have had knee replacements. So it was a lot of like talking with her. And it wasn't right away. It was, you know, lots of conversations. And Melanie and I see each other all the time. So it was, you know, finally I was like, you know what? I'm going to try this. I'm going to make a commitment to myself. And I think also, though, the intake phone call with Tim meant a lot. Like, you know, I was like, okay, I can work with this guy. It was a different experience than I'd ever had with anybody or any gym ever, you know? So it just seemed like it was going to be a place where I would be taken care of. And, you know, and being such a newbie to the space, you know, I didn't know anything. So it just made me feel like I was going to be in a safe environment where I wasn't going to be made to feel like just because I didn't know what I was doing, you know, like I would get, because as you guys know, I'm kind of competitive person, right? So like, I don't want to put myself into any kind of position where I'm not going to, where I'll fail, right? So I think that was it.
Pickleball tournament in the
Yeah,
preparation of months of pickleball tournament.
I'm not competitive at all. I used to think I wasn't. I was like, oh, I'm so not competitive.
We may have to structure the pickleball tournament a little bit different next year.
Different brackets.
Yeah, so I can win. Yeah, let's
Yes.
do that.
Jacob,
Yeah.
what you got?
I was just curious, has strength and conditioning affected your day-to-day life in any way? And if so, how has it affected it?
Well, yeah, it's changed my whole life. I feel for example, we were in New York this past weekend. Like we walked everywhere. We did so much. And I think before, you know, how I feel now, I would have been tired quicker. I probably wouldn't have wanted to walk as much as I did. My life is so different. I want to be active every day in some way. I love it. Like it makes me feel really good. And yeah, it's changed my whole life, especially, you know, I have a family member who has a disability and I'm able to lift him, which I never have been able to do it. I didn't do this because of that, but it has helped greatly, you know, and
Yeah, it's kind of translated.
he'll like tease me. He's like, okay, guns, you know, and I can lift him, you know, and he's a big guy. So
Awesome.
that's actually been a game changer too. I feel like I can do anything. Tim once said to me, like I don't know, we were talking about something or the cost of the gym, right? Some people feel like it can be expensive. And Tim was like, well, either you're going to pay for it now or you're going to pay for it later on. I think that couldn't be more of a true statement, because I feel like I'm getting the most out of my life at 50 than I ever have in my 30s or 40s, because I am, I would say, in shape for the first time of my life.
What would you tell another 50-year-old woman that's on the fence about strength training or not strength training, or they're considering a gym membership but they've never done it before? What's some advice that you would share to that type of person?
I would say do it as fast as you can. Join tomorrow. Go to the first class you can and stick with it, because we're oversaturated with content right now. It's like, okay, eat protein, don't eat protein. This supplement works, this supplement doesn't work. It's like I'm constantly asking Tim, like, does this work? What is this? And he'll be like, no, Renee, don't eat, don't do that. Don't have protein drink before you come to the gym. I'm like, well, I heard that yesterday. So, and he's like, do you have how are you feeling? I'm like, oh, I feel really gross, and he's like, yeah, don't do that. But I would say I would say to anybody, and people do ask me, and I say, go sign up for this program. Like, if you want to run, a marathon, great. That's wonderful. But as a 50-year-old woman, I think it is imperative for them to start strength training. It will change your body, and it's what you need right now. I really, truly believe that. I truly believe that strength training is what people need. And then if they want to supplement it with, like I do, I play golf, I play pickleball, but I don't run 1,000 miles, because that's not me. I'm not a cardio person. I've never enjoyed it. That's why it's never worked, right? Now I totally enjoy strength training. It's changed my body. I have a community of people. I've met my accountant. I've met my real estate agent. It's a community there too. So I would say to them, Tim, to answer your question, like, just sign up and do it and commit to it, and your body will change as a 50-year-old woman.
Renee, I have a question, and you kind of alluded to this a little bit before too, and a little bit with this last answer, but right, like, you're not going to sign up, feel awesome that first week or that next day, or maybe even that month. You might still be like, after a month, right? Which is, just say somebody's exercising here 2 days a week, right? That's really 8 sessions, right? And think about how long it may have taken you to start strength training, and how many years or months or weeks or whatever it's been. Do you remember a time where you felt different, and how long after that was that, right? And I say that because a commitment to yourself is not necessarily going to happen overnight or in 4 weeks, right? And I want people to understand, like, that it may take that time, but once you get to that point, how rewarding it feels internally, and that intrinsic motivation to keep going and to keep with it. So I didn't know if you remembered that timeline for you.
Well, I think to your point, it wasn't like the first week. The second week, certainly your body is changing and you're sore, right? Like, but I'm still sore after 2.5 years. Like, I tell the guys, I'm like, it's like walking around like this, So I think it's never stopped for me. I've always, because my body has changed so much in the time that I've been there. But I will say it was pretty quickly. It was probably after being sore, which is a good thing, right? You're feeling your body, you're feeling your muscles in different ways and things like that. You're standing up a little taller. I feel like mentally it was pretty quick, like my mental capacity for what was going on. Like, I really enjoyed Tim, the community that I was meeting, the people I was meeting, Brody. 100%, like, that's the best part. I love it that I go somewhere that there's a dog. I love that. It just feels like you're going home in a way too. Like, I love that. So mentally it was very quick. Like, I feel like I needed that community a little bit after COVID and working from home all the time, I think. And I was always on Zoom calls and I was traveling all the time. So I really enjoyed it for that aspect in the beginning, because I felt like I belonged somewhere. But then physically, probably my clothes started to definitely, and that's like the most amazing thing. It wasn't because I was sweating my ass off. I shouldn't say that. It wasn't like I was sweating, and for an hour on a treadmill, and not feeling anything after a month besides misery, because I was like, this isn't fun for me. I'm not, and then not seeing anything in terms of my body changing. This was like within a month, my body was changing. Mentally, I was so happy because I loved it and I didn't know how much I was going to love it. And then, I mean, I was just moving my body differently too. I mean, when you first start, it's not like you're lifting the weights that I am now, but you're moving, Tim has you moving your body in different ways. I didn't even know how to hinge, remember? I didn't even know how to hinge. I didn't know what a hinge was. So
And
like,
now you're deadlifting.
yeah, exactly. What is that other thing that I was doing the other week?
RDL.
No. It's the one with the, you hold it, you trap bar. I
Trap
don't
bar.
see. I don't even know what that is. But yeah, I'd say pretty quick, like mentally and physically within a month, I would say.
I know for me, when you started in November of 2022, and by that spring, you had a lot of travel, and it was like, get me on the app. I got these like hotels at the Four Seasons, at wherever. Like, I have anything available to me, just get me on the app so I can continue doing the workout. And that's when I was like, this woman's gonna get results.
Yes.
She got the bug.
Yeah.
We've got incredible results.
Yeah. And that was really great too. Like, so I just didn't know what a trap bar is, right? But the app that you provided, I didn't feel like I was missing anything because I was missing a session, right? Because I was doing the workout that my peers were doing. And what I would do when I traveled is I tried to go at 7 when I knew, sorry about that, guys.
It's all good.
When I knew that my class was happening, so 7 a.m. on a Thursday, say I was traveling, I would go to the gym at 7 and I would, because I felt like I was working out with them, I was doing the same workout, it was on the app and everything had a video to it, or I just Googled it, what to do, and I did the workout. And that was huge to continue doing it because I don't think, I traveled so much. I needed something like that to keep me on pace with feeling like the part of the people that I was working out with all the time because I missed it. I loved doing it. So that was huge too.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I mean, my friends to this day cannot believe that I wake up on a Saturday for an 8:30 class every Saturday. They're like, what? There's no way,
We got
That's
6:30
commitment.
people that are banging on the door at 6:30. It's like, okay, here we go.
It's awesome.
I'm waking up to go work out instead of like for coffee. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's awesome. That's
You
great.
guys got anything else?
I have one last question. Least favorite exercise, favorite exercise.
I was thinking about asking this still.
I know what the least favorite is.
Let's go on RFEs.
Split squats
Fair
because
enough.
my knee, but it's good. I did 15 pounds the other day with them. So like that's huge.
And you can do more than that, but I won't say that on this.
I know. I'm a big baby. I hate them. So yeah, I don't like that, but I do them because I know I think Dickie said it to me. He was like, you don't like them, but your butt will learn to love them or something like that. And I was like, okay, all right, something like that. And then what is my favorite?
That's funny.
RDLs.
RDLs,
I was going to say it has to be RDLs.
People's least favorite never changes. Like, their least favorite is their least favorite. Like, but their favorite like ebbs and flows. Like, RDL is definitely like amongst your favorites. But lately, like, your bench press has been like skyrocketing. Like, your form is spot on. You're pushing it the right way. You're using your lats. Like, so I think RDL is definitely one of your favorites. But lately, the bench has definitely seen like the most improvement of like your strength.
I would say that too. Like once I figured out, like what I do love is the instruction that you guys give because I don't, as you guys know, I didn't really know how to do anything. But as soon as you say a couple things like really plant your feet in and then use your glutes, or you remind me that every exercise is a glute exercise. So like as soon as you like engage all those muscles, then everything else is like easier, right? So once that clicked in my head, I think that was like almost a progression point when I figured out that it's not just about the muscle that you're targeting just for that. It's about all your muscles coming together to help you get to that muscle. I never figured that out until that moment. And then now everything I do now is a glute exercise. I try to engage everything. So when I'm working out, it's not just like that particular like exercise. I'm trying to get the most out of the hour that I'm there. So it's that progression too. It's like, okay, I was a beginner. Now it's like I think differently about the exercise. It's like, okay, those Captain Morgan ones, although it should be like this. Is that what they're called? Now, I mean, those I was always like, oh, what is this? But now I'm like, okay, no, I need to engage everything and then do it. And then it feels differently to me.
That's a great explanation. You better watch out. You're going to coach here someday because
Next one is the sniffles. You can
Yeah.
coach.
So hopefully this professional podcast platform can edit out my sniffles, and then I think it will come out just well. But all right, great.